Hello students, in Phylum Chordata we had started with Superclass Pisces, and in the last lecture we had done a comparative study of Class Chondrichthyes and Class Osteichthyes. In this lecture we are going to look at certain important examples of Class Chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes. Let us quickly recall the characteristics of Chondrichthyes. These are cartilaginous fishes, that is they have a cartilaginous endoskeleton. They are exclusively marine. Body is covered by placoid scales. Mouth position is ventral. There are 5 to 7 gill slits not covered by an operculum. There is a modification of the pelvic fins in the males, forming the claspers, which are used for holding the female during copulation. They do not have the air bladder, so they need to continuously swim to keep themselves afloat. They are ace predators in marine waters. Fertilization process is internal and they can be either oviparous, and some members are even ovoviviparous and viviparous as well. Okay, so these were the key characteristic features of class Chondrichthyes. Now let us look at the important examples of Chondrichthyes. The first one is Scoliodon. Scoliodon, also known as the dogfish, because of its hunting nature. Just like dogs hunt in a pack, they also hunt in a pack. Also called as the Indian shark. It is eaten in India, in fact. It's the smaller version of the large sharks that you must have seen in movies and all. The other one, the great white shark, is Carcharodon. We will be looking at it. And this one is the smaller version of it. This is Scoliodon. So these will have all the features common to cartilaginous fishes, like they are marine, they have placoid scales, etc. Body of the sharks is laterally compressed. It has 5 pairs of gills with no operculum. Its skin is covered by the placoid scales, right? Its skin is used as an abrasive, like a sandpaper, okay, for polishing purposes. A leather-like material is obtained from its skin after giving it a proper processing. This leather-like material is called as shagreen. It is used for decorative purposes, like decorating the handles of a sword, then furniture, etc. Skin used as abrasive. Shagreen is the leather-like material obtained from skin. It's used for decorative purposes. You know that they do not have the air bladder. So how do they keep themselves afloat? So they do not have the air bladder, alright. But what they do have is their liver is filled with a specific type of oil. It's called as the shark liver oil. This oil helps to keep them afloat. And this shark liver oil is extracted and it is used as health supplements, and it's also used for skin ailments, etc. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, so it's healthy to have this oil. Shark liver has shark liver oil. How does it help them? It enables them to keep afloat, and it is extracted, used as health supplements. The first dorsal fin of the sharks is quite large. You must have seen notably in movies and all, when the sharks arrive, what is prominently seen is the fin. The first dorsal fin is seen very prominently. First dorsal fin is quite large, and these beings are known to be ovoviviparous. Important example from NCERT, Scoliodon. Second example, Sphyrna zygena, the hammer-headed shark, very prominently known for its hammer-headed snout. Its head is expanded laterally and it is hammer-shaped. These are the eyes. The eyes are located on the lateral sides of the hammerhead. Now, what is the advantage of having such kind of hammer-shaped head? So, you must be knowing about these Ampullae of Lorenzini that cartilaginous fishes have on their snouts, isn't it? It is a feature in the cartilaginous fishes only. These Ampullae of Lorenzini have electroreceptors in them, and they enable these fishes to detect weak electric fields in its surrounding, weak electric fields of the prey organisms in their surroundings. So they are able to detect their prey very easily because of the electric currents emitted from their bodies. Because this hammer-shaped head provides a large surface area for a large number of Ampullae of Lorenzini to be distributed on it, and as such there is a good sensory perception. Also, its eyes are located on the extreme ends, so it can just literally see all around it, above, below, all around it. It gets a nice panoramic views. So it has a very good sensory perception is what you can infer from this. Better sensory perception due to high numbers of Ampullae of Lorenzini. Therefore, it has a high hunting efficiency. These organisms are known to be viviparous. For viviparous cartilaginous fishes, you have to remember two examples. One is the Sphyrna zygena and second one is Pristis. Okay, we will be doing that. Both of these are viviparous cartilaginous fishes. They form placenta. Okay, very simple type of placenta in the evolutionary lineage. It's called the yolk sac placenta. Yolk sac placenta. Third example that we are doing is Trygon, also called the Stingray. So who is included in the cartilaginous fishes? Most of these fishes are either called sharks or they are called rays. So this one is a ray. It's called the stingray. Why it is called as a stingray? Because one of its dorsal fin is modified into a spine, which is poisonous, and it stings. Usually in the form of defense, it will sting it. Okay, and it's quite large in size, and it can attack using that. It can be very deadly. Now, what is the difference between a ray and the sharks? In the sharks, the body is usually laterally compressed, but in case of the ray, the body is dorso-ventrally flattened. Their pectoral fins, which are like in the form of paddles in case of the sharks, the pectoral fins are expanded like wings. It helps them in their benthic lifestyle. The rays are usually benthic in nature. The sharks are surface dwellers and mid-water dwellers, but the rays are benthic dwellers. They live at the bottom of the oceans. Let's talk about their gills. The mouth will be located ventrally only. The gill slits will also be located ventrally only. However, the first gill slit, will be on the dorsal side of the body, on top of the body, and it will be somewhat different from a normal gill slit. A normal gill slit is quite expanded, enlarged slit sort of, but this one will be very rounded and very reduced kind of a gill slit. You know how the mechanism of respiration takes place in fishes, don't you? They normally take in water from their mouth and they pass it out from the pharynx. So the water will bring with it oxygen and everything, so that will be taken up by the gills, isn't it? This is how normally it happens. But since the stingray is a benthic dweller, it is not able to open its mouth because at the ocean floor there is the sand and everything. So if it opens its mouth, the sand and all will enter its mouth. So it will keep its mouth closed, which is ventral in position. The first gill slits will be on top of its body. So the water will enter from these first gill slits instead of the mouth, and they will be passed out through the other gills on the ventral side. These first reduced gill slits are called as spiracles, which are prominently seen in case of the rays. In case of the sharks also, the first gill slit will be reduced in the form of a spiracle, but it is quite small in sharks compared to the ones in rays. Let's write about Trygon. Body is dorso-ventrally flattened, pectoral fins expanded like wings, mouth and gill slits are ventral, but spiracles, these are not the same spiracles what we saw in the arthropods. Okay, spiracles, in fact those are also respiratory openings, and this is also respiratory opening, so that's why maybe they are called spiracles. First gill slit pair, which is reduced and dorsal in position, water enters through them, not through mouth, especially in rays. They will be present in the other types of rays also, which will be prominently seen in the case of stingray. Dorsal fin modified into a poisonous sting, which it uses it for defense. The sting is located on its long tail. Trygon is an important example from NCERT. Let's move on to another type of ray, torpedo. Torpedo, also called as the electric ray. This will also look almost like the stingray if you are at an aquarium, and if you are able to tell the difference between a stingray and an electric ray, then bravo, you should be proud of yourself. What's the difference between the stingray and the electric ray is that in case of the electric ray, these will be the spiracles under their eyes. In addition, they are going to have these kind of electric organs. Electric organs are modified muscle cells which provide electricity, so they are able to give an electric shock to their potential victims, the prey, okay, and the prey will become unconscious after getting that electric shock. It will be then captured. It also uses the electric shocks for defense. So the electric rays have presence of the electric organs. These are modified muscle cells. They generate electricity used for stunning prey and for defense as well. So that was about torpedo. Important example, Moving on to the fifth example, Chimaera. The Chimaera is also called as a ratfish. Chimaera is a very weird looking fish. It's also called as a ghost fish. It's called as the ratfish because of the way its tail just tapers at the end like a rat's tail. It's also called as a ghost fish because it has the appearance, very weird looking appearance like a ghost. It's also called as a rabbit fish, maybe because of its resemblance to a rabbit's face from the front. It's also called as the king of herrings. Herrings is the fish which it feeds on, so it's usually there amidst them, so it's called as the king of herrings as well. Chimaera. Okay, why this example is important is because it is known as the connecting link between cartilaginous and the bony fishes. This one is a cartilaginous fish, so it will show cartilaginous fish features, but it also shows some bony fish features as well. It is said to be a connecting link between cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes. So what are the cartilaginous fishes and bony fishes characters that it has? Is first one is that it has a cartilaginous endoskeleton, then it has presence of placoid scales, it has the presence of claspers. Bony fish characters, it does not have the presence of a cloaca that normally cartilaginous fishes have. It has the presence of anus. Excretory system and reproductive system have their own openings, so it does not have cloaca, has anus instead. It has just a single gill opening which is covered by operculum, which is a clear-cut bony fish characteristic. Single gill opening covered with operculum. So that's why this Chimaera is known as the connecting link between cartilaginous and bony fishes. This one is said to be a deep sea fish. Next example, Pristis, also called as the Sawfish. Pristis has its snout modified in the form of a long saw-like structure with dentines on it, which it uses for attack as well as for defense. Has a long snout with serrated dentines, pointed structures, used for attack and also for defense. You have to remember this example as the viviparous example along with Sphyrna zygena, and this one also has the yolk sac placenta, the simplest form of placenta. Next, Carcharodon, important example from NCERT. The great white shark. This is the great white shark that we usually seen in the movies and all. They can grow up to 6 meters long. 6 meters. Think about that. The size of this board will be like 1 meter. So up to 6 meters they can grow long, and they can attack and kill humans as well. The very large prominent dorsal fin is seen in them. Apex marine predators. Very large predatory shark. They can be up to 6 meters long. It would be interesting to read more about them. Next example, Rhincodon. Rhincodon is known as the largest and the longest shark. It's also called as the whale shark because it's almost like a whale, huge. So these were the different examples of the cartilaginous fishes. At this point, we would do a small comparative study between the sharks and the rays. First one, the body is laterally compressed in case of the shark, but in case of the rays, the body is dorsoventrally flattened. Laterally compressed. In case of the rays, it is dorsoventrally flattened. Next point, mouth position. Mouth position is ventral. In case of ray also it is ventral only. Gill's position. Gill's position in case of the shark is lateral, but in case of the rays it is ventral. Spiracles, which are the modified first pair of gills. The sharks also have them, but they are small in them. They are small, and in case of the ray they are large, present behind eyes. Next, lifestyle. Sharks are surface or mid-water feeders. Surface and mid-water feeders. And in case of rays, these are bottom feeders. Examples. There is the Scoliodon, Carcharodon, Sphyrna, zygena. These are the examples of the sharks, and for rays, Trygon and Torpedo, Stingray and electric ray. Important examples of the rays. So with that, we have completed with the examples of Chondrichthyes. In the next class, we will do the examples of Osteichthyes. In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe.